Hi, this is Bonnie from stampwithbonnie.com, and today I am going to give you a tour through our new Stampin' Up's annual catalog. So grab your favorite beverage and snack and sit back and relax and enjoy the new catalog with me. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is that the new Stampin' Up catalog is available. If you don't have one, you can go to my website, stampwithbonnie.com, and under the Request a Catalog tab, you can request your own personal catalog. So the annual catalog came out on May 3rd, and it's good through the end of April of 2023. So I personally went ahead and personalized my catalog. And so when you order one, you will get one that looks like this. So I personalized mine. I had mine spiral bound, and then I also added tabs over here. And the first set of tabs is marking all the suites that are available. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 suites available in this catalog. And then I also tabbed out where we could find colors and adhesives and all of the accessories, ribbons, embellishments, everything we need from dies to embossing folders to hostess benefits. So if you ordered a catalog from me, I could get you those PDF file for those tabs, and you can personalize your own catalog. So the first thing I would like to share with you in this new annual catalog is the information about kits. Kits are no longer in the annual catalog, but we can go to the Stampin' Up store, stampinup.com, and kits, and we can find all the kits that are available. Then you will find kits that are all paper crafting and no stamping. You will find some that are stamping. And then there's our monthly subscription kit, which is our paper pumpkin kit. And you can order that in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months increments, or just have it come every month, and you won't miss out on anything. So I love the paper pumpkin kits because they come with enough product for at least 9 cards or maybe some treats. And they have everything you need to make it. Your first kit will come with a block for your stamp sets. And then from there, it has all your adhesive and your embellishments and everything you need to make everything in that, plus extra, so you can do more. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you is kits. All right. So now let's look at our first suite. Our first suite is called the Tea Boutique. And this suite focuses on the new in colors for the 22-23 Stampin' Up year. And the colors are Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. And I've got the colored cards right here. This one is Orchid Oasis, the Starry Sky. We're looking at the cardstock colors. The Tahitian Tide, the Parakeet Party, and the Sweet Sorbet. Beautiful red. I love it. So there's our new in colors for 2022-2023. But in this particular suite, Stampin' Up, of course, has coordinated everything. So you get your stamp set and your dies, which are bundled. And so if they're bundled, you're going to find that down here in the corner, there's going to be a 10% discount if you order that bundle. So you'd get the stamp set and the dies together in a bundle for 10% off. Also included in this suite is some designer series paper and some note cards. These note cards are absolutely stunning, and they're just can be used with anything. I just think, and they come pre-decorated with the colors, envelopes, and you can't never not decorate our envelopes, right? So they're just gorgeous. I love them. And I'm going to be able to use them with just about anything I have as long as I have those in colors. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. And that kit comes in a pack of 20. So that's pretty an awesome kit there. So if you wanted everything in this suite, you could come over to this page, and here is one number would order everything, and it would include the 10% discount for the bundle. So you would get the cup of tea die set or cup of tea stamp set, the tea boutique paper, and the cup of tea bundle with those cup of tea stamp, the teacup dies, and then of course the tea boutique cards and envelopes. Here's just a couple of samples with the teacups. So here they've taken the dies, and they've taken the teacup die, and then they've taken the second die and overlaid on top of it and made that beautiful stacked up teacups. And again, with this one, same thing. So I think it's really a very pretty set. But the next thing I wanted to show you isn't necessarily a suite, but it has become one of my favorite stamp sets, and it's called Sending Smiles. And this also is a bundle. You've got your images, lots of words, and you've got the dies down here, the Sending Smile dies. And so this particular stamp set does some pretty amazing things. So look at these samples. So you've got the word sending that you can cut out from the dies. And then there is a background piece that you can mount it on, which is absolutely amazing. So and then you've got your flower die, and you can stamp your flowers any way you want. And then there's now this one was just the word sending is stamped on the background piece that's cut. And then they use the word die to cut out their greeting and cut out the flowers and the leaves and mounted it all on there. And then there's a beautiful time-worn embossing folder used in the back. And then I love this stamp set. This is Hostess paper and a new frame that I'll tell you about later. But I thought that was a really beautiful card. Okay, the next thing I wanted to share with you is the next suite, which is Lovely and Linen. Again, it has the one number gets you a designer paper, embossing folder, a punch, and your stamp set. Again, with the bundle. So if it has the letter N by it, a little red N, that means it's new this year and it's new to this catalog. Okay. Another item I wanted to share with you, and this is, for me, one of the best kept secrets in this catalog, is the Go-To Greetings stamp set found on page 26. There's literally 4 greetings in this stamp set. Just a note, thank you, happy birthday, and thinking of you. But they're in 4 different font size. Thinking of you, thinking of you. And where else? Thank you, thank you. But they're just all in different font sizes. Just a note, just a note. Thank you. So maybe thinking of you, happy birthday. It is a fabulous set, and it will go with everything. So I love the different fonts and the different sizes. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to share with you is, as of now, when I'm making this video, the January to June mini catalog has not expired, and it won't expire until June 30th of 2022. So in the meantime, if one of those stamp sets carried over into this catalog in, for example, the Hello Ladybug, in that mini catalog, the Ladybug stamp set and its matching punch are bundled. So you could save 10% by ordering out of that other catalog. And that was our January to June. Let's see. Maybe I can't find one right now. There we go. It's out of this catalog, the January to June catalog. And again, that will expire at the end of June. But in the meantime, again, with the 10%, you get the set and a punch in this case. So the next suite that is up is the Butterfly Kisses suite. And my first impression was I'm not really excited about this, but I got it anyway, and I played with it, and I'm very excited about it because it really has a lot of fun stuff to play with. So here we've got stamps to cut, and then we've got dies down here to cut out our butterflies. And of course we have our butterfly bodies, and we also have this beautiful designer paper right here that goes with everything. This was fun. We cut out designer paper and mounted the overlay and then colored with it. Also, and there's just the single butterfly that we used here, cut out of vellum, stinking cute, and just showcasing the paper. So that was a very pretty set. And of course it has embellishments to go with it. Very, very cute. Okay, here's another super cute set, suite called Happy Forest Friends. And that again has designer paper, but this one also has ribbon with the stamp set and the dies. And if you ever need ideas for these things, you always have inspiration right here in the catalog. Each of these can be copied or whatever you'd like. Another suite is Abigail Rose. I'm just falling in love with this one because it's just so elegant looking. And what excited me about this suite was this picture right here. You can see that they stamped right on that ribbon. So I was pretty excited to try that. I haven't been able to do it just yet, but I was very happy to see that, and I'm going to do it. Then we have the Awash in Beauty suite. And this has some most beautiful paper. I did make a few cards with that suite using the lattice die as part of their suite. And I loved how this one turned out. This one I kind of cut off the edge because just to show you it could be used that way. And this one I left the edge on. So I'm thinking that turned out really nice. And this one I did in gold paper. So, and just used mostly the pieces and parts. So I'm pretty excited about that suite. It has some pretty awesome stuff in it. All right, there is a new man suite. It's called He's the Man. This suite's a little different, a little special. It actually, in part of the designer series paper, it has 2 sheets of embellishments. So you have punched out embellishments such as the Holy Smokes, You're Amazing, that grill, and maybe the tools, the Cheers to You All, the minibus, and that decal. Some of the awesome card ideas that have been made with this suite. We've got You're a Classic. We've got another classic one. And just took little strips of paper and ripped it up. And look at that texture here with just the embossing lines from your cutter. And then using a lot of the embellishments. These cards were made using that. And I love the extra touch back here. Just kind of makes them all pop. Beautiful cards. So that is the man. He's the man suite. Again, it has a suite number here if you would like the whole suite. If you don't want the whole suite, you can order the individual stamp set. The individual dies can be found on page 164. And then the designer series paper could be found on page 132. And we'll get to those things. All right, the next suite, Sun Prints. This is what I think is a well-kept secret kind of suite. It has, my first impression was, I don't really care for this suite. But once I saw cards made with this suite, I was sold. Look at these beautiful cards. Look at that. The use of the designer series paper. There's 3 different papers on there. And then punched the stamp that's cut out with the cutter. And this one is actually in French, which you can get that in French or English, which I thought was a unique idea. And then this has an embossing folder that goes with it. And that embossing folder is the Fern 3D embossing folder. And a little bit of embellishment on there. Very nice. Again, some fancy ribbon. So yeah, I think these turned out really awesome. And I was pretty sold on that folder and this whole suite. So that's going to be on one of my wish lists later in life. All right. This one, the Textured Chic Suite. This one's a little bit more, as I say, chic. So, but it is more multi-purpose all season. So we've got fall, winter, spring, summer. All the seasons are involved in this particular suite. So in this, you will get, again, the bundle. And then there's some specialty textured designer series paper, which looks pretty awesome. And then some distressed gold designer paper. So you've got gold flecks in that designer paper and then the distressed gold paper. So it's got some nice features there. The first set that I bought was the Hues of Happiness. I was so excited about this set. The flowers were just jumping out at me. They were just gorgeous. So what I discovered is that the dies in this will cut out the flowers in the designer paper. And that was so exciting for me. Here's one of the cards I made. So I just cut this flower out of designer paper. And then the other thing I thought was really nice was the embossing folder or the embossing die that I used in the background of this one. It really, really just made it pop. So I used the bundle for the words, the die, and the paper. And of course, the embellishments. All right, so I had talked about the in colors, the Sweet Sorbet, the Parakeet, again. So again, with the Sweet Sorbet, the Parakeet Party, the Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and the Orchid or Oasis. And with that in color comes a wide variety of what we would call accessories. So we've got a designer series paper that matches each of those colors. We have a little bit of baker's twine. And there is also ribbon that matches it. So there's all kinds of things here. This is also our color families that Stampin' Up! Offers. Each color family coordinates all these colors coordinate with each other no matter what. So that is my personal reason why I love Stampin' Up! Is because I hate coordinating, trying to figure out what goes with what, and this just makes it easy for me. Too easy. Another thing I wanted to share with you is color bundles, I want to call it. So you can get the ink pads or the cardstock in a bundle type situation where you can buy, let's see if I can find that page right here. Okay, so if you wanted to buy all the in colors all at once, you could come over to page 126 and find the in colors, and right here for $36, you would get all 5 pads. That's awesome. And the same with the refills, and you could get a set of 5 markers or cardstock, and you can actually get that in all the color families too. So that's just a page you really didn't want to have to miss. And then right next to it are all the adhesives that are available. And one that I would highly recommend when using pieces such as this lattice die or in the teacup, this overlay, or even when we're working with our sending, I would highly recommend this number 6. They're called adhesive sheets. And that is sticky paper that we can put behind our project and cut it out. Just a quick show you. And just stick it on our cardstock and then cut out what we want. And then it'll be sticky and we won't have to worry about gluing it down. That's pretty awesome stuff. I would highly recommend getting some of that. And dimensionals, of course. Oh, let's see. What else do we need to know about? We have lots of coloring tools and embossing, heat embossing. I love to do heat embossing. Lots of coloring tools, blending brushes. And now the designer series paper. If you didn't want to get it in the suite, you can buy each pack individually. So then here you can find them individually, each pack, do whatever you need to do. But I have to say that the Sunprint suite does have a second pack that will match it. It's called Pretty Prints. So you'd want to check that out. And this is Color Family Designer Series paper. And what that does is, as I was showing you in the in colors, we have all these colors, but we also have other patterns, polka dots, and I don't know if that's stripes or something, and then some flowers, but that comes also in each of the color families. This is a well-kept secret in the catalog, but the way they've got it put in here, they want you to know about it. So this is Hostess pack paper, and it's called Design a Daydream. So if you would have to place an order of $150 or more, you can get this paper for only $18. There's 48 sheets in that pack, and they're all 12 by 12. You can't just buy it, though. You can only earn it with those Hostess rewards, and it is well worth it. Okay, so some of the other fun things that are going on the specialty stuff. So we've got 6x6 glimmer paper in the new in colors, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I love glimmer paper. So we've got some new brush stroke paper and some new distressed gold. What else is new? Oh, there's some new vellum paper here too. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, I wanted to share with you the new Peekaboo treat bags. These are so cute. This is one I made using the butterfly suite. And all I did was just stamp some dots on the white bag. But I just wanted to show you that it's actually pretty easy treat bag. It's got a little zipper close in there, and it is food grade safe. And I got one of my favorite treats in there. Woohoo. So that is a super cute treat idea. Okay, so then we have our embellishments, and lots of embellishments this year. Our ribbons. So the in color again has two sets of ribbons, you want to call them. We've got the woven metallic ribbons in each of the in colors, and we also have a Baker twine pack that has all 5 of the in colors in it. That's pretty exciting. Of course, then we have our positioning tool here, our Stamparatus, and that's helpful when you're doing multiple cards, and you can put it in the same place. So that's very helpful if you're picky about that. Another well-kept secret, I think, is this grid paper that's underneath here. You really don't notice it, but it protects your tabletop when you're stamping. So if you have to stamp off of your cardstock for any reason, then it would protect your table, your work area. And so here we have the grid paper. We have a chamois, which is used for cleaning our stamps using just water. Very handy to have. Then we go into our punches bundles. So now we have stamp sets and punches that are bundled together. So we call this our punch index. So if it's bundled, it'll be in these pages. If it's individual, just a fresh new punch, then they're going to be listed here. So like this decorative circle punch is new with a big N on it. So you'll want to check those out. You love the builder punches. Make all those cute little critters. All right, so more tools that we need: a paper cutter, our pick tool, our bone folder, our scissors, and our scoreboard. All very important tools to have. Now we come to our Stampin' Emboss and Cut machine. This is the best way to buy this machine. It's $125 just to buy the machine and everything with it. But when you join Stampin' Up! For $99, you can get $125 worth of free stuff. So you could get your Stampin' Emboss machine for $99 on any given day if you would join my team. Again, you can do that at stampwithbonnie.com. So with that Stampin' Emboss cut machine, you get the base plate and die plate. You will get a set of cutting plates, and you'll get I think that's what you get with it. Okay, the platform works with Stampin' Up! Dies, includes all plates needed to get started. Okay, beautiful. I'm not sure if you get the specialty plate. This one is for the embossing folders. I just don't know. Can't remember. Okay. So now we have our die index. Again, if it's bundled, so it'll show you which ones are bundled. And if you missed it on the first time, you certainly will see it here. I think these elephants are stinking cute. Absolutely adorable. Lots of die bundles. And another thing, if you don't necessarily like a whole suite, but you just like the dies, you can buy just the dies. Here's for example, in the He's the Man suite, here is a bunch of dies that could be used for any greeting that would look really nice on your cards or projects. So there's always that thought too. So there you have your die index for bundles, and then the individual dies, which I think are absolutely amazing. This was one of my favorites I had to have right away. Beautiful shapes, because you get they're stitched, they're circles, the octagons, They're just very beautiful. And this is a really well-kept secret one, basic borders. This really doesn't do it any justice, but each of those borders, you can make some pretty nice border ideas. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you is when I was showing you this card, this designer paper was part of that hostess pack I talked about, but I also wanted to bring out the frame. The frame is from the Fabulous Frame set. So those are sold individual or in this set, but they're not in a bundle. And also the frame on this tea card was also part of that. So you can mix and match however it is you'd like to do your projects. And the new deckled rectangles are absolutely adorable. I don't know if I've got a card handy with that on it or not. I don't see one right now. Okay, I wanted to point out the layering diorama. They're kind of, I want to say a well-kept secret again, because most people don't really know what they are, but there's like 7 different layers there. And I used, not for layering an idea, but I did use it when I cut out this piece of designer series paper for my flower. That's how I got that weird shape. I was using one of these dies. So there are many, many dies to choose from. And if you've noticed, I've got a bunch of my stuff highlighted. That's already the things I already have. So I can keep track of what I have. And now for the embossing folders, here's the time-worn adhesive, the time-worn type folder that we had showed you again on this card. I thought that background was so pretty. Really turned out nice. And the fern, let's see, we have that fern card right here, fern in 3D from the Sun Print Suite. Very nice. And there's a new one here, Cascading Ruffles. That looks like it could be a lot of fun. And also notice the mini die machine has 2 embossing folders, but they're smaller folders for each of those. They could be used in the mini cut machine. And so again, with the hostess rewards, so with $150, you get 10% of your order, and you can apply it toward anything you want in the catalog, or that designer paper that I talked about, or one of these 3 stamp sets. And in the back of our catalog is, again, I talked about the starter kit, buying that Stampin' Cut Emboss machine if you wanted. And then after you are signed up and are a demonstrator, any of the orders you place after that, you get a 20% discount. Who doesn't love a good discount? I think we all sign up just for the discount. And then there's also an index for your stamps and a small index for your embellishments. And so that is the tour. This is just a really good example here of all the in-color items that are available. Ribbons, markers, baker's twine, and there's also blends markers available too. So that is what is available in our new catalog. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and feel free to contact me to get your very own copy. Thank you.